Hey everybody, Chris Scott here with Keller Williams. Just want to give you a quick update on the Ottawa real estate market. Before I get to that, I just want to thank everybody for coming to our client event, The Little Mermaid. It was great to catch up with many of you, and we're already working towards our next event, and we'll definitely keep you posted on that. May is typically the busiest month in real estate year after year, and this year was no exception. It was a really busy month, and I think this year it was because January and February were so slow that we actually had an extra busy May, and the numbers reflect that. The numbers were, sales were up 7% in May when compared to May of last year, so that's a hefty increase. And if you look at prices, we're still down 7% in prices on the residential class property, but that's a big improvement to where we were, in the fall of last year, being down, closer to 20% in prices. So interesting how the market has responded and rebounded after some big interest rate hikes in the later part of last year. We had a conditional pause on those rates, and now the big news is that there are going to be potentially more rates to come, including one this week, a 0.25% interest rate hike. That it's going to be interesting to see how that's absorbed in the market. I do believe that because we have so much demand out there right now, and still little supply based on that demand, that these interest rate hikes are going to be absorbed easily in the market. It's when we get to 2 or 3 interest rate hikes where it's going to have a bigger impact on the market and also on people at home. I mean, it's interesting how the interest rate hikes are being put in place to get inflation down, make things less expensive, even though your mortgage payment goes up immediately if you're on a variable rate mortgage like myself. And it's going to impact you on a day-to-day basis, while everything else is also very expensive. So I hope Bank of Canada knows what they're doing in that regard. Where I see this market going in the next few months is I do see a very busy summer market coming, probably more so than last year. And again, that's a result of losing December, January, February, where a lot of buyers were very cautious and not necessarily active in the market. I feel like a lot of those buyers are in the market now. They do want to get something done, so I do think it's going to be a very busy summer, a very active market in Ottawa. The wild card, as the wild card has been for the last year, is these interest rate hikes. If we see one in July and August, then that's going to actually slow us down moving forward. So it'll be really interesting to see how that impacts the market. Just in the past couple of weeks, I've seen some luxury properties moving for the first time in a while. We're seeing those big numbers, the $1.5, $1.8 million houses. They're starting to sell again, whereas earlier this year they weren't moving at all. And there was actually a buildup of inventory in those price segments, and that is starting to work itself out now with more of those properties moving. Whereas, when you're in the sweet spot of the market, that 750, 800, there's lots of movement, lots of sales in that segment. If you have any questions on what's happening in your neighborhood, it's obviously important to know what your net worth is, especially in this changing market. Feel free to reach out to us. We're always happy to help. Thanks, everybody. Take care.